All right, we are heading into the second weekend of October, and that means we are getting closer and closer to Halloween. And this morning, we want to catch you up on some perfect movies for this time of year. So these films are all about ghouls and goblins, but they're also about family. We're stepping into some of the strange, creepy happenings, the supernatural eye-openers that you won't want to miss. So here now with your weekend watch list is Tom Santilli, film critic, co-host, and executive producer of Movie Show Plus. Tom, good morning to you.
Great to be here, man. Always a pleasure to talk movies.
Yes, I enjoy it as well. Great background also, which kind of gets us into what we're talking about today. You know, spooky season, right? So what are some of the best family-friendly versions of scary movies that we could talk about?
Yeah, you know, so I was on Friday. I went over some of my scary recommendations, and no joke, while I was talking about Poltergeist, all the lights went off in my house as we were talking. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do some family-friendly stuff for Sunday. You know, that sounds good to me. But yeah, I have a list right now on WXYZ.com. It's a list of 13 family-friendly Halloween films that you can enjoy. I'm going to highlight a couple of them for you now. The first being a Disney classic, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. That movie for me is a nostalgic thing. You know, it came out, you know, way back in the day. On the heels of like Mary Poppins, it's kind of like a mix of animation and live action, but there's witches and, you know, cursed artifacts and all those kinds of things. Another film that I love that's more recent is Paranorman. This is like one of those stop motion animation films. Maybe that movie is slightly too scary for like, you know, a super little kid, but I still think it's a good family film. It's from the studio that also did a couple other good Halloween ones like Corpse Bride and, Coraline actually is Leica Studios. Then there's an old classic, Arsenic and Old Lace. It's one of the most classic Halloween films of all time. Frank Capra, you know, who's more, you know, known for movies like It's a Wonderful Life as a, you know, Christmas classic, but this is a Halloween classic, stars Cary Grant. If you haven't seen this, it's available, you know, everywhere on streaming. And then the last movie that I'll mention this morning, as far as family-friendly films, is a movie that, again, I grew up with, nostalgia for it. It's called The Monster Squad. I don't know if you've ever seen that or heard of it, but it's about a group of kids that get together and they're like battling like all the universal, monsters like Frankenstein and Dracula and the Mummy and all those kinds of things. It's a super fun, cool movie. Some of the jokes are outdated, but for me, it's still a good family Halloween film.
Well, and it holds a special place in our heart here, Tom, because I have it on a good authority that there is a very familiar face in Monster Squad, and her name is Diana Lewis, is actually in that movie.
There you go. Wow. I didn't even know that at the time, but that's amazing.
How about that? All right. So aside from those, and also in the break here before we came to you, we were talking about Hocus Pocus. Would you consider that one family friendly?
Yes, if you maybe don't like your family. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Hocus Pocus is another one. See, that came out in the early 90s, so I was a little older, but for people that grew up with Hocus Pocus, it's a huge, nostalgic movie. And I didn't realize the fan base. I mean, people last week when Hocus Pocus 2 hit Disney Plus, people were dressing up as the witches. They were having Hocus Pocus parties. So if you liked the first one, you're going to like Hocus Pocus 2. I'll say it like that.
Okay, that's fair. The last thing I have for you, Tom, is that there is a Loretta Lynn tribute.
Yeah, so, obviously the legendary, iconic singer Loretta Lynn just recently passed away last week. And in tribute of her, the Redford Theater this coming Wednesday on October the 12th, they're doing a special screening of Coal Miner's Daughter, which is, of course, the 1980 biopic that stars Sissy Spacek as Loretta Lynn. So that's a great film. People can go check that out in the theater and kind of celebrate the life of Loretta Lynn on Wednesday. That's the redfordtheater.com.
All right. Tom Santilli, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Hey, my light stayed on. I must be doing something right, so that's great. Thank you.